Hi there, this is the story of FuboTV. Right now the market cap is about 1.2 billion and the price $3.68. By the way, it went up from $1.25 because they announced a major deal with Disney. Now, the most important question is whether FuboTV they report the results for Q2, and the most important question is whether FuboTV is a great buy at the current level of 1.2 billion market cap. And the answer, you will find it in this box. During this video, open the box and you'll find the answer here. Now, to understand this answer, whether FuboTV is a great investment or not, you have to look at their business and then look at this major deal between Fubo and Disney. First, let's start with the business, right? First, you look at the revenue over the last 3 years. It has increased quite a lot. A nice increase from 1 billion to 1.3 to 1.6 billion. Now, the earnings have decreased from a loss of 500 million to a loss of 287 and a loss of 172 million. And more recently, their losses have decreased even more. They report a loss of 8 million for Q2 2025. This is an improvement. Now, the bad part is the revenue for Q2 2025 has decreased by 2.8%. And this is bad, a minus. Now, another important indicator for this company that worries me is the number of subscribers. You see over the last years, and more recently Q2 2025, from 1.8 million to 2 million, nice increase, then flat 2 million, and more recently Q2, they reported a decline in the number of subscribers, and now it's about 1.7 million. So the decline was quite high. For North America, over 6% for Q2. Minus 6%. And for the rest of the world, even higher. And this is bad, because if this trend continues, the value of this company will decline. Now, the good part is that they have this merger with Disney, and that will save them. You also have to look at their balance sheet, because maybe they have some cash that you can rely on. But when you look at it, cash 289 million here, and debt over 339 million. So nothing on their balance sheet to justify this market cap. Now, let's go to the deal. As you probably know, they announced Fubo plus Hulu plus Live TV from Disney. So those two are from Disney. Here is the thing. They announced that, they submitted their paper, the documents, and they expect this deal to be completed by the end of this year, 2025, Q4 2025. And they'll form a new company. And Fubo shareholders will get shares in the new company. This is what we know for the moment. They still have to get the approval from Fubo shareholders to combine those three companies. Those two main companies. After they get that approval, they might get, based on their announcements, they might get shares in the new company. Fubo shareholders, they might get shares in the new company. And here's the distribution. Disney will own 70% of the new company, and Fubo shareholders 30%. So the new company will be called also Fubo, and the past shareholders will get 30% of the new company. Now, the next question is, what is the value? The most important question. What is the value of the new company? What the market expects? Well, based on analyst estimates, the value by 2028 is expected to be around $6.6 billion. So this is the expected value by 2028 for the new company, $6.6 billion. Now compare this amount to the current market cap of 1.2 billion, you might say, wow, what a bargain. But don't forget, Fubo shareholders, so here Fubo shareholders will get 30% of the new company. This means 30% of the new value. And if you do the math, 30% of 6.6 billion, that means 1.98 billion, around $2 billion. Fubo shareholders, this is what they will get. And now compare 2 billion with the current market cap of 1.2 billion, you see that it seems undervalued, right? Of course, you also have a margin of safety. Your return may be close to 100% when this deal passes. Now, in my view, you also have to be aware of another risk. The number of shares. If you look at it, it has increased from 200 million, 290, 330, and more recently, 342. Now, if this dilution continues also for the new company, then that will be bad. Because the more shareholders are, you have to divide that value, final value, to more people. And your share, your final share, will get lower and lower over time. You have to be aware of this. Like you own 50%, if they double the number of shares, you own 25%. So you have a decline of 50% in your value. You have to be aware of this. This is a risk. Just watch the number of shares. And then, in my view, I wouldn't rely on this value, 6.6 billion, on what the analysts expect, the market. Because you look at the number of subscribers, it's declining, right? Hulu Live TV, here you have to do the research. See the number of subscribers and whether they're going down or up. Now, I will take a margin of safety. I wouldn't say that 2 billion, maybe 1.5 billion. And if that happens, 1.5 billion, still you get an upside from 1.2 to 1.5 billion. Now, the next question is, are you pleased with this return? Let's say maybe 1.5, maybe 2, if you are lucky. The market expects more from this company, 2 billion. So from 1.2 to 2 billion. You might have a profit of 800 million if you buy the entire company. Theoretically. Now, are you pleased with that return? With less than 2x on your investment? So less. You can have more from FuboTV. Less than 2x. And even less if they continue to report declines in the number of subscribers. Are you pleased with this return? If the answer is yes, then you can buy FuboTV. But then, besides this return, less than 2%, you also have the risk that this deal may not pass. They might have some blockages. Maybe this term will be delayed. So you also have to think of this. Maybe a new company will be formed in 2026, at the end or at the beginning or in the middle. You also have to be aware of this. And then, yes, you might have less than 2x, and then you have to think, what is the value of this new company in the next 5 to 10 years, or 3 to 5 years, if it can increase from 6.6 billion, even more. If you expect that this value go from 12 billion, you have another double, and then yes, FuboTV is a great buy. But I don't think that they can double this value so easily in the next 3 to 5 years, because there is also a lot of competition. Maybe they can succeed or not. So, the return you can get from FuboTV right now may be less than 2x if the deal passes. And now, to open the box and tell you whether this is a great investment, the answer is no. For me, it's not a great investment. Because, I hope you understand my answer, because I have far better investment ideas than FuboTV that can deliver me more than 2x, also dividends, and the value grows more in the future. And why I would choose to invest in this company when I can invest in my own companies? For instance, If you go to my profile, press join and choose Titan Investor, you have access to my portfolio where I have better investment ideas than FuboTV. And besides that, you also get an investing course, plus other in-depth analysis, and bonus, a stock prediction challenge. If you can predict in percentages the increase in the stock price of FuboTV in the next 30 days, and your prediction comes true, you get all my money from Titan members. So this is a real bargain. You get access to my portfolio, have great investment ideas, you also get money via gift card. You can choose to invest in those companies, use that money to invest in those companies. So great deal. Now, if you have other questions about FuboTV, please let me know in the comments.